general theme of my speech was this corrupt merger of state and corporate power, which is turning our country into a corporate kleptocracy, into a system of socialism for the rich, and this kind of cushy socialism for the rich, and this kind of brutal, merciless capitalism for the poor.
You are the slave of your higher self, CELF. You are the servant of your higher self.
Last month, the United States
Forget him.
government told 30 million people it was cutting their their food stamp checks by 90%. It took 15 million people off of Medicare. The same month, it gave $300 million to the Silicon Valley Bank and tapped up the cost of the Ukraine war to $113 billion. We're sending $113 billion to the Ukraine. The entire budget of EPA is $12 billion. The budget
Hi, I'm Dan Crothers, the Mystic Ranger. Joining me this week is Lance McNamara, the walking encyclopedia of conspiracy.
Are hungry. So we're cutting welfare and food stamps by 90%, and we're bailing out the bankers. We're paying for a war that we can't afford. And with the way that we do this is by printing money. We've printed 10 centuries of money in the last 14 years. And that caused the inflation, which raises food, which is a tax on the poor. Oh, we've raised food prices for basic foods like chicken, dairy, and milk by 76% in the last 2 years. And now we're cutting people's food stamps and bailing out banks the same month. It doesn't make any sense. And we need to get rid of this kind of corporate control of our government. It comes from our democracy is devolving into kind of a corporate plutocracy.
I would think that what you just said, and I'll just be honest, I agree with most of it. But even if I didn't, I would think, boy, that's a really interesting thing to say. You have a coherent worldview. You've written a lot of books on these topics. You've clearly thought about it. You're not in it for the money. So don't these issues deserve a wide hearing before the public entering a presidential year? It seems to me that they do.
I would think they would, and particularly the issues of war. And, my son went over and fought in the Ukraine. As I said today, I think people, the major doyens, sort of diplomatic, the most respected diplomatic gurus like Henry Kissinger and Jack Matlock and Larry Wilkinson have all said the Ukraine war is a huge problem for our country because from a geopolitical standpoint, it's driving the Russians close to the Chinese, which is the worst thing for us. But we're there for the right reasons because we have tremendous compassion for the Ukrainian people and the illegal invasion, the brutality, and also their valor and their courage. My own son was serving over there. He joined a special forces unit as a machine gunner. He fought in the Kharkiv offensive. Americans care about the underdog. They care about that kind of suffering. But the question is, why are we in the Ukraine? Because Lloyd Austin, the Secretary of Defense, said that we're there to exhaust the Russians. President Biden has said that we're there to deplatform, to depose Vladimir Putin. And if that's why we're there, and we're killing a lot of Ukrainians as pawns in a proxy war between two great powers. Here's one last thing I would say. Nobody talks about this. There's 14,000 Ukrainian civilians who have died, but 300,000 troops. The Russians are killing Ukrainians at a 7-to-1 to 8-to-1 ratio. They cannot sustain this. What we're being told about this war is just not true.
No, it's not true. And I would hope, despite the fact you criticize their advertisers, other media outlets would have enough respect for our country and for its voters to give what you said a hearing, because I think it's really important. And we're, again, grateful that you came on our show tonight. You're always welcome. Bobby Kennedy Jr., thank you.
Thank you very much, Tucker.
Subscribe to the Fox News YouTube channel to catch our nightly opens, stories that are changing the world and changing your life. I'm Tucker Carlson tonight.
What is this, anyway? Let's find out.
Congratulations to everybody.
So, what did I do with my glasses? What did I do with my glasses? You know, I think something gets out of sync. It's very irritating. It's coming from there. It's coming from... Why is that happening? How totally exasperating. I'm sounding like Biden all the time. Okay, so this is on. Check. Hey, check. Check. Okay. Okay. So, as you know, what's going on here is I'm practicing running all of this equipment and doing an ongoing talk show. I'm trying not to destroy my ears by doing some oops. I just blew up my ears. Let's see what happens here. See, that's loud. Where's the thing? Shoot. Yeah, I'm moving a little slow, folks. Okay. Try to be patient. There, I want to take that. Let's put it up here. I'm going to give it a little more gain. Oh, where'd it go? Shoot, I can't see. Okay, so let's just go up 10. I think it can go up 10 or 9. All right, see what happens. Okay, let's listen to what it is and turn off the loop so we don't get lost in there.
Bobby, thanks
I
so
don't
much
even know what it is
for coming on. So you are, of course, being dismissed as a vaccine nut, but watching your announcement today, it wasn't about pharma even so much as it was about America's place in the world.